last month I made a video specifically for non-speaking or minimally speaking autistic kids. So this video is for speaking or verbal autistic kids, how to develop their language. So verbal autistic kids are kids who can talk a lot of one words, 100, 200, 300 one words, and they can even talk some phrases and sentences like I want this, I want to go to this place, open the door, turn off the light, some phrases, but they're not able to answer questions that involve why or how, what did you do, how was your day, what do you want to do today. They're not using all the grammar of the language, they're not able to make complex sentences. So if your child falls under this category, then this video is for you. So for your verbal child, the first category you want to work on is cognitive ability. So under cognitive ability, we're going to talk about attention. So being able to pay attention to an activity for a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes at least to begin with. Memory. So when we think of memory, all of us think that visual memory is the only memory. But there is a memory called auditory memory, where when you tell something, your child is able to hold that information. And then if you ask something from that story or paragraph, they are able to tell it back to you. So this is auditory memory task. The third skill is working memory. That is how much information are they able to keep in their mind and carry out a task. Like if you tell them do this, this and this, they should be able to do 3 steps of information by holding it in their mind. They should also have some verbal problem solving skills, like what will you do if pencil, the lead breaks, what will you do? Or what happens if you get hurt, what do you do? What do you do if you're going out and suddenly it starts raining? So these are verbal reasoning questions your child should be able to answer. So these are the cognitive underpinnings of language. A lot of times we think speech and language is only here. For a non-SLP, it is easy to think that. But over many years of education and practice, we know that language begins in the mind. Language begins first in the mind in the form of intention. And then that intention is graphed or organized into speech. And then that speech is finally executed by the oral structures. So we have to start working from the thinking and the organization part. The second category you want to work with your child is the receptive language. Receptive language is not just understanding what a word means. A lot of times parents ask me, my child doesn't understand the word where. How can I teach the word where? So you have to understand that children are not computers and they don't learn words one by one. We all learn words holistically. So today I will learn, let's say the word is irrevocably. I read it in one place. I didn't really understand it and I left it. So tomorrow I hear it in another place. And 3 times, 4 times, 5 times I hear it in many different places. Only then I really understand the meaning of that word. So that is the same way for children. They don't understand a word just because you tell it once. So you have to make sure you are making your child understand, giving them a lot of opportunities to experience different types of words. Again, not just nouns, but different types of prepositional words, different types of adjectives, different types of verbs, different types of adverbs. So you want to work on all these concepts, especially for higher language skills. You want to make sure your child understands comparative and superlative words. And your child is able to understand a negative concept. For example, you go out and you ask your child which biscuit is not sweet. Then they should be able to point at the crackers, the salty crackers, which is not sweet. So understanding this negative concept is also one of the receptive language tasks you need to work on. Now the third category you have to work on is expressive language. Specifically in expressive language, you taught your child to talk in 1 word, 2 word, 3 word sentences. You can't immediately jump to long paragraphs and recounting a past event. There are so many steps in between you need to take. So the first starts with a lot of descriptions. Then it moves on to retelling simple events. Then moving on to retelling past long ago events. Then talking about themselves, talking about their interests. And then finally you can get your child to answer the question, what did you do in school? Many parents are very focused that I want to make my child answer this question. But I understand it's difficult for you to see the so many complexities of language formulation and language execution. but there are so many steps to go through before you reach there, and you need to help your child with that. So a speech therapist will be the best person to help you with your child in terms of higher language skills. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of SLPs, when they leave college, they are only trained to help a just verbal child, who's just starting to talk. But a lot of higher language skills are not taught to SLP. So sometimes it can be difficult to find an SLP who can help you for your child. So, but don't give up. There are SLPs out there. I am there also. So if I'm there, there are going to be more people like me. So definitely find a good SLP for your child who can help you in higher language skills. I have given you a lot of pointers to start working on today, while you also look for an SLP support.